What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are back in the garage today working on this project YFZ450R. This is my buddy's quad. If you've been following along, we're doing a bunch of work to this thing. We're gonna pretty much wrap it up today. We only got a few things left. We are going to replace the clutch. We got this sweet OEM clutch kit, OEM right from Yamaha. Comes with the springs and everything. Definitely a good kit. We are gonna put a fresh plug in. We do have an ASV clutch lever F3 series. This is what I run. These things are sweet. And then he got a this is from BNR. This is the Raccoon Racing brake lever, totally adjustable. Definitely a nice piece. We will be giving this thing a fresh oil change, obviously, because we got to take the clutch apart, so we're just going to put fresh oil in it. We do need to oil up the air filters. Those are not oiled yet, but that's pretty much it for this. We just got to get these last few things done and she can go back to her owner. So let's go. All right, guys, before we get started, we're just going to get these plates soaking in oil while we drain the oil. We don't need much time. It's a good idea to let your friction soak in oil for like 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. That's all you need. So we're going to do that. And then by the time we get the oil drained, these will be fine. So we just plop these in. We got some fresh blood lubricants oil. Love this stuff. You guys could check it out. You can use my code and save a few bucks. Work it around so everything's covered. All right, so we'll let these soak and we'll get the oil drain next. All right, guys, so here we go, changing the oil. It's just two 12mm bolts. There's one on the side here just below the sprocket, and then there's a second drain bolt that is up by the front of the engine, like right in the middle of it. Get these loosened up. It kind of stinks. I need to replace an O-ring in my lift, my main lift. This black lift that's in the ground, it will not lift the quad anymore. I gotta replace the O-ring. I gotta order one. Definitely a pain in the butt because it makes it a lot easier. I could be working like a gentleman, but now I'm working on my freaking knees, which is annoying. All right, so that's the first bolt. You guys can see. I will show you the second one if you just bear with me. It's kind of crappy I'm just getting a camera down here because I'm dealing with working on the ground. So here's the second bolt right in there. So we're just gonna undo that one quickly with the oil drain, and then we can open up the clutch and remove the old clutch and install our new one. Oh, jeez. He did buy one magnetic drain bolt, so I don't know if he wasn't aware that he needs two, but it's all good. We'll probably just put it on the side. I will say his oil is actually very, very clean. We'll let that drain. Now we'll go on the other side and remove the oil filter. So the oil filter is located right behind that. It's just 3 bolts. Number 5 Allen head. Just be careful when you do take this off. There's 3 little O-rings. You just want to make sure that they don't fall out. And you put them back in place. Sometimes they get stuck on the cover. There's one missing. I definitely see that, which is not good. Maybe he lost one. I did not see it in my oil pan. So it definitely didn't just fall out. I should have some extra ones. I can put one back. So you can see one there, we're missing one right there. And I do not see it in the oil pan, so we're gonna have to just replace that one. Luckily I got a bunch of these right there. All right, we'll get a fresh oil filter. He got a HIGHFLO oil filter. I believe it's the H140. It's actually what I run as well. I like these filters a lot. You can use those, or OEM is fine too, but the HIGHFLOs are really, really good. Never really had an issue. All right, now we can go put our drain bolts back in, and we'll get the clutch opened up and we'll remove that. So here is the magnetic one he's got. So I'm gonna put it over here. I'll have to tell him to get another one if he wants to get another one. Actually, no, I'm gonna put this one in the front. Oh, it's like sticking to the friggin' frame. Here's that one. And here's this one. All right, tighten this last one up and that's good to go. You can break open the clutch cover. All right, so we got the quad on my Harbor Freight lift table, so it's gonna be nice and easy to work on, like a gentleman. We do have to pull the rear brake pedal off just to be able to get the clutch cover off. Pop that off quick. There is a washer behind the pedal, so don't lose that. All right, we can remove the cover. All right, then we're just gonna need 10 millimeter to remove the pressure plate. We'll get all these old plates out and then we can pop the new ones in. I just use a pick. You can kind of grab the plate, like the end of it, just hook it, it'll come right out, like that. Make sure you got them all. Yeah, we got them all. These plates actually don't look too bad. They're definitely not shot. They got some life in them. We'll get rid of these springs because we do have new ones. All right, and then we got our new plates, so it's pretty simple. We're just going to alternate. We're going to start with a friction and then a steel and just keep alternating until you finish the pack. You will finish with a friction. Boom, and that's that. Throw on the pressure plate, and then we'll get our new springs. Full of friggin' oil. We're just gonna snug these up and then we'll torque them down. All right, these are 7.2 foot-pounds. Same with the cover bolts. Oh my God. Get a little extension. All right, that's that. Now we can put the cover back on. All right, that's that. We can throw our brake pedal back on. I'm just gonna put a little bit of grease on that bolt. So I just like to put a little grease on that bolt. Just it is a spot that can collect a lot of mud and water and kind of corrode, so a little bit of grease will help. I was gonna say, where's his return spring? Let me see it. It came unhooked. All right, that's good to go. So I like to start with like 1500 milliliters, pretty much like a quart and a half, and then we'll start her up, let her warm up, and then we'll check it and add if needed. Like I said before, Blood Lubricants, really good stuff. You guys should try it. You can use my code and save, I think it's like 20% maybe, 25%, I'm not sure, but really good stuff. All right, and here's another 5. All right, pop the dipstick back in and we will start her up and let her warm up for a few minutes. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, we're gonna need a little more. We're right about halfway. That's good. We'll let it warm up just one more time, but I think we got it right on the money. Good, that's good. All right, we'll just get this cleaned up quick and we will move on to the brake and clutch levers. All right, we're gonna start with the brake lever first. It's pretty easy. If you guys have never done this, you're just gonna need a 10mm wrench or socket. It's got a nut on the bottom. You're gonna take the nut off first. And once you get that off, you just take off the bolt that's on the top. Just like that, and then we can pop the new one on. And then just throw the nut on the bottom, and that's it for that one. Nice, so this thing is adjustable. You can see it's got this little slide lever on the front to bring the lever in or out, however you prefer it. We can let Albert decide how he wants to run that. I'll leave it in the middle for now, but definitely a nice lever. It's comfortable. I actually really like it. It's kind of short, so you can two-finger it. All right, so that one's done. Let's move on to the clutch lever now. All right, so we got to get this rubber thing off like that. This needs to come off as well. All right, then you just got to slide this, turn the adjuster all the way in. You got to line up the slots. There's a slot in this adjuster, and there's a slot like in the cable end. And then you can just pull, and it'll pop right out like that. All right, so let me get rid of that. We can get rid of that. I believe it's just two 8mm bolts that hold this lever on. Yep. So we'll get this guy off. Just like that, and then we can get our new ASV F3 lever, which they are sweet. All right, so this has, I believe it's a number 5 Allen head. 2 bolts, number 5 Allen for the clamp. I already removed the dust cap just to make it easier. We can put that on when we're done. All right, so we might have to just cut. I'm gonna have to cut my zip tie I did for the start button. We can just replace that after. Just gets a little bit of a tight fit. Put our clamp on. If he needs to fine tune these as far as the angle goes, Albert can take care of that. I just kind of matched that one, but these are the unbreakables, so that's really nice. And then it's got full adjustment right here. It's got a little thumb wheel to bring the lever in or out, so you can adjust that, which is pretty sweet. It's got the adjuster for the free play right here. So the one thing you gotta keep in mind is you're gonna have to use this little adapter. It's like a little spacer for these clutches. You definitely have to use that. I know a lot of people disregard that piece and then they have no clutch pull, but this is something that you have to put in. It just takes up the slack, a little more slack, because I think these levers are kind of universal for a bunch of different machines. All right, so same deal, line up the slot between this adjuster and then this piece right here, and then you can slide your cable in, and then you can just add some free play till it's good. You might have to make some adjustments down on the cable by the engine just to see if it's good enough. I don't like to put all of that. Yeah, we can definitely do a little more on the cable that's by the engine right here. Definitely can come out a little more. That should be good. I don't like it when the adjuster on the actual clutch lever is like maxed out. So I like to put this little adjustment, kind of max that out or close to it. And then we can fine tune this, which that actually feels pretty good. We got a little bit of free play and a good clutch feel. So we will test this out. We'll start it up and just see how it feels. But I think that's going to be good enough where he can adjust that to how he likes it. Let's see. Very uncomfortable seat. Feels pretty good. I'll let him adjust that to his liking, whether if he likes the clutch pull more on the inside or the outside, whatever. But I think that's a wrap, boys. We got everything done. Let me just check. We will oil the filters, but we're not going to do that on camera because that's boring. Yeah, I think we got everything done. I am just going to check his toe. He asked me to check his toe, so I will check that. I'm not going to film that because that's boring. But that's a wrap, guys. We did a fair amount to this quad. Kind of go over what we did. We did a brand new race cut harness. Thank you to Jimmy Bortz for that at YAMAHA Racing. Brand new race cut harness. Custom built, I should say. It's not cut anymore. He actually builds them from scratch. We sent the throttle body to BNR. That got bored out and cleaned up and serviced. We also did the Raccoon Racing's intake and box from BNR with his filter setups. We did the new ASV clutch lever. Oh, we got to do the dust cap. I got to put the dust cap on. Let me put that on quick. See, I knew I was forgetting something. And like that lever looks naked. So you got the dust cap. It's just a couple of Phillips head screws that hold that into place. One on the top, one on the bottom. All right, now we are good to go. All right, so like I was saying, we did the custom built harness, board throttle body from BNR's intake and box setup. Oh, we did the new levers, new ASV clutch lever, new BNR Motorsports adjustable brake lever. We did some fresh clutch plates. We did a full Yoshimura exhaust, which looks pretty sweet. We did some Checo Racing fender brackets because his were shot, so we did those. And I want to say that that is it. So not too bad for this quad. A few little upgrades. He did buy the GYTR quick connect kit for his plastics, but those are not here, so I'll let him take care of that. But that's a wrap on this project YFZ450R, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. That helps me a ton. Drop some comments. Let me know what you think about this build. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. And we will see you on the next one, all right? Peace.